Hello, everybody. My name is John Paul Butcher. I'm the high school art teacher over in Platteville. On my presentation, I wanted to go over a program called ArtSteps, and what I like about it, or what it is a program that I hope you never have to use, because it's a program that kind of substitutes your end of the year art show. Um, I during last year, last semester, when nobody could really have an art show, I was researching a bunch of different options. Should I do like a PowerPoint presentation, some kind of a Prezi, some other thing, and I was really kind of set on doing some sort of gallery that you could kind of walk into and walk through, and my colleague, my Jessica Steckling, she's our middle school art teacher, kind of pushed me more on it because I kind of gave up a little bit for a little bit, and then she encouraged me to keep going with it, and I tested out about three or four different programs, and I don't remember all of them. I remember one of them being like a German one that I had gone through so many steps that we almost bought it, and I'm glad I didn't because ArtSteps is free, and I like it a lot because it's something you can really manipulate. So I already made a video up on it several months ago, and I had it on WAEA newsletter one time. So I'm going to show that video. That's the tutorial. I try to keep that one very quick, so you can just see the basics with it and decide, is this something that you want to explore? The one that we're looking at right now is the art show. That I ended up doing. And it looks like it had 516 views, which is cool. And this was only half of it. As you can see, last names was A through MC, and then like M something, to Z, because it does load all the pictures up, which means if you don't have halfway decent internet, it can take a while. But when you publish this link, this is the first slide, that the first thing you see. So I have this so student or parents and students can read this while they're waiting for it to load, kind of thing. Now I had the advantage that all our students are required to put their stuff on Artsonia. So I already had digital copies of everything. And then I went through, because I emailed all the students, only a handful emailed back which ones they wanted in the show. And this was only for seniors. And I wanted to make sure I at least had two of their pieces each. And in some cases, I had like five or six because I also went through and picked pieces that I liked, kind of thing. So, and I wouldn't go. I'm trying to remember how many I had. I think it was like 150 pieces in one show. I wouldn't go much beyond that because I feel like it then really starts bogging down. And I might even have like 180 on this one, but I would be a little cautious, about that, and just divide your show up so however you want to. If you want to just have first grade show and a second grade show and a third grade show and keep the same layout, you could do that. You only get one account per, I should say one show per account, which means that when you log in with an email, that is your one show. And I don't know if there's a way around that, in terms of you logging in under your school address and keeping multiple shows under that school address. So what I ended up doing is I had my personal Yahoo account address. I would log in for half the show, and then I would have my school address for the other half the show. And there might be a way around that, but I want to kind of take you through here, and then you'll see the second part of the presentation, that explanation that you can kind of see. Bear with me for that was my one of my first videos that I kind of did, and it was in my basement. So this one, I actually have a green screen behind me, so I'm making some advancements. But I like this a lot, because there's a door, because I like to use a mouse, and that might turn you off right there. I think students definitely did get used to it with their phone, or on a computer with a touchpad. But I just like a mouse. I guess I'm just kind of old. And then I could design my own layout. And then I just had to rebuild it again. But once I built the first one and I liked it, I used a like a graphing paper. And because when you design it, it is like you're designing on a graph because it's all these squares. And I was able to duplicate it pretty easily. But it is what it is. And then my wife, shout out to her. She helped me with um, kind of placement a little bit, but definitely with colors. In terms of the flooring and the side here. Um, I built this wall right here, so it feels like you're kind of going in, some of the spots. Now, if you like a piece, um, and these are not to scale by any means, like here's a stained glass piece that's like 6 inches by 6 inches, and that's like huge. And then our fluid paintings are back here. But if you like a piece or you want to see it closer, you would click on it. It can take you right up to that piece. Um, And as you notice, I emptied that out. And then you can see who the artist is and the title of the piece, kind of thing. And then you can use your keyboard. You can back out again and just kind of click and drag, and look at other pieces that are in here. You can maneuver and back away with stuff, but as you notice, it is easier just to click on the piece and it'll position you pretty quickly. Now I can click on this right here. This is the layout of the whole thing. And I can click, on that map, and it can actually take me through the gallery to the spot where I clicked on, so I can get to a spot that might be a little bit easier. So I can kind of see, Homer here eating his donut on this mosaic that one of my students made. So like I said, I liked the program a lot after doing so many different tests of pieces that were there. So not pieces, but so many programs that are out there. And this one was just the best, in my opinion, because it was, it was free. And that's a big thing, but it gives you that if you can't have a real gallery showing, this is like the second best thing, because you're in a gallery and you actually designed it yourself, and you like, this is a small area for our jewelry that the seniors did. So I was able to kind of figure out how many pieces I was going to have, what kind of area that I wanted to have it in, and I was able to kind of adjust, as I needed it. So I hope that helps. Watch this next video. This is when I had just gotten done with it. There's also some links to you walking around this show yourself, so you can see if it's something you're interested in. I am trying to leave my email address, so if you do decide that come the end of the year and you're still in a situation where you can't have a physical show, at least for the seniors, I would recommend doing something like this kind of thing for the ones that you won't see again. So other than that, I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. This is a simple program to use. It's free, and the people I have already kind of shared this with and posted with were pretty impressed with it. And I wanted to give you an option if you were trying to find something yourself on what to do. So first off, you go to artsteps.com. You will have to make your own account. And otherwise, you can just, when you get to here, you're going to be creating your own piece. So I'm going to hit create. And it'll take just a little bit for this to load up. I'm using a Mac Airbook. It's possible that if you don't have a halfway decent computer, or if you have bad internet, maybe it'll bog down. But I've never had an issue with it for it to work. One of the downsides, if you want to kind of look at it that way, is you do have to build your own space. There's a couple templates here, but they don't work real well for what I needed it for. So you can make walls or you can make doors. So this is your space. You just kind of click and drag and you let go, click and drag, let go, click and drag, let go. And you can also click on doors, and you can place interior doors or you can place exterior doors. So as you can see, it worked pretty quick. And I'm using a mouse when I work with all this. Next is you can design your space. For example, you can change the color of the carpet. If you want to change the color of a wall, you can do that. I'm holding down a mouse right now and kind of rotating this in different views so I can see everything. I'm using the other button on the mouse to kind of move back and forth. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you have it, it's not that bad. And then you can place your artwork. You can also do display cases. I did not do that on mine. You can do text, which I did on mine. But images are, again, pretty easy to put on. I already downloaded all of my stuff from Artsonia, so I already had it all labeled. I'm just going to grab a piece right here and open that up. And then on the title, you can put down the art work piece, and then you can put down the student name. However you want to kind of word it, it's completely up to you on what you do. But as you can see, it populates it right here. I just click, let go, and I bring that piece over right there. Now I am going to zoom in on this a little bit, because this is where you can also kind of maneuver it. So I can move this back and forth. I can move it up and down. I can even enlarge it or shrink it, however you want to place it. You can even put frames on there if you wanted to. So you can see that kind of frame, or even a wooden frame. There's so many things you could do with this. It's completely up to you. And maybe you just want to move it over a little bit. So I'm going to go back up to move. I did find that if I want to put a piece from one wall to another, it's just a lot easier just to remove it. Click it again, bring it over, throw your frame back on there. It's so much easier than that, instead of trying to maneuver it and rotate and stuff like that. Once that's done, you can hit save, and you can preview it. So I'll open this up. Once the whole thing is published, this URL becomes public, and then you can put that on here. And then as the people can start walking around, they can move over here. There's your blue wall. There's your artwork. If you click on the artwork, it'll take you over there directly. And then here's the information that you put on. And then you can just use your keypad if you want to, pull back. You can even click on here, and it'll take you right over to the spot that you want to go. It's really neat. And as I said, it's pretty user friendly in my opinion. Again, you just have to use a computer. You can't use a phone for this. So if this helps your department, be great. And if you're not looking for this to help you out with trying to figure out your end of the year art show, I hope you figure out what does work for your school. Thank you.